3.2 The significance of the separation of powers. The concept of the separation of powers into three branches of government was advocated by Montesquieu, 1689 to 1755, a leading thinker of the Enlightenment. It sought to prevent the concentration of political power in the hands of a single individual or institution, as was the case with political absolutism. The idea was proclaimed in the Declaration of the Rights of Man during the French Revolution. From the beginning, the separation of powers was to be characteristic of the political structure of the ideal society, which God has been working to realize. Yet here again, as we observe throughout the course of the providence, Satan was defectively mimicking an aspect of the principle ahead of its realization by God. Let us then briefly examine the political structure of the ideal world. The universe, as we have seen, is patterned after the structure of a perfect human being. By the same token, the ideal world to be built by fully mature people is also to resemble the structure and functions of a perfect individual. 10 By analogy with the human body, whose organs function in accordance with the subtle commands of the brain. All the institutions of the ideal global society are to abide by the desires of God, just as the commands of the brain are transmitted to every part of the body through the peripheral nervous system, branching out from the spinal cord. In the ideal world, God's guidance is conveyed to the entire society through Christ, who corresponds to the spinal cord, and God-loving leaders, who correspond to the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system, branching out from the spinal cord, corresponds to a nation's political parties. Thus, in the ideal world, people of God, led by Christ, will form organizations analogous to today's political parties. In the human body, the lungs, heart and stomach maintain harmonious interaction in accord with the directions of the brain, transmitted through the spinal cord and the peripheral nervous system. By analogy, the three branches of government in the ideal world, the legislative, judicial and executive branches, will interact in harmonious and principled relationships when they follow God's guidance, as conveyed through Christ and people of God. Just as the four limbs of the body move according to the commands of the brain for the welfare of the individual as a whole, the economic institutions of the ideal world, corresponding to the limbs, will uphold the desire of God and promote the welfare of the entire world. Just as the liver stores nourishment for the entire body, in the ideal world, there will always be a certain reserve to be tapped, as needed for the public good. Since every part of the human body has a vertical relationship with the brain, horizontal relationships are naturally established between the different organs to form an integrated organism. Likewise, in the ideal world, because people's horizontal relationships with each other are rooted in their vertical relationship with God, they will form one integrated and interdependent society in which